Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining today's event, Creating Customized and Branded Training Events with CustomCHOICE. Before we get started, I'd like to go over some very quick housekeeping notes. First, I recommend that you turn off any programs that could potentially take bandwidth, such as Outlook or Instant Messenger. Second, we encourage and enjoy interaction, so please go ahead and submit any questions you might have through the chat or Q&A boxes on the right-hand side of your screen. We'll make sure to address those for you at the end of today's event. Lastly, this session is being recorded, and we'll share a link to the recording to everyone who registered. So with that being said, let's get started. I'm Vanessa Welly, Marketing Director here at Logical Operations, and I'll be your host today. I'm joined by Andrea Montanarella, Manager, Custom Publishing, and she's got an exciting agenda for you today. So without further ado, I'll pass it over to Andrea to get us started.
Thank you, Vanessa. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to learn about customization and just to see for yourself the demo of our CustomCHOICE website, where the magic truly happens in the custom world. In the 20 years that I've worked with Logical Operations, 18 of them have been in the custom print department. I'm passionate about what I do, but first, before I get started, let me tell you what we're going to cover so you have some expectations. We're going to talk about what customization is, why it's so popular, provide a demo of our online tool called CustomCHOICE, and then address the most commonly asked questions that I get from my customers. I will always be your point of contact, so rest assured that you can always come directly to me. What is customization? This is the big question of today. Customization gives you the ability to customize Logical Operations authored courseware and selected partnerware. There are three main types of customization, but we're certainly not limited to these. These are just the most popular. So the first one is to mix and match lessons. This can be done across a wide variety of courseware. We have over 350 titles on CustomCHOICE alone. The second one is custom logo. This is branding our courseware on a standard off-the-shelf book, and we remove the Logical Operations logo and replace it with your logo in black and white. There are options to this as well. You can do a color logo, or you can contact me to even create your own custom cover art if you want to do that. And thirdly, you can add your proprietary content. You might have specific company-related content that you want to add to an off-the-shelf book or even a custom book. So there are a lot of out-of-the-box scenarios, and it's limitless. So just give me a call and present your situation, and it's a case-by-case basis, and we can definitely find a solution for you. There are three types of delivery: print only, digital only, and print and digital. Standard digital assets include the PDF, an EPUB, data files, and checklists. You may be asking yourself, what's an EPUB? That is, an EPUB are more responsive and flexible layout used on tablets and handheld devices. They don't have page numbers, so a lot of our instructors like the PDF. The PDF have more of a fixed layout, and they correspond with page numbers to the printed custom book. You can also add on learn tos and assessments. That's under our digital components as well. The learn tos are 3 to 5 minute videos that will enhance learning, and the assessments are a self-check designed to reinforce learning. So why is customization so popular? Well, the number one reason for you is that it's extremely cost effective. The custom book price is very comparable to the standard book price, and I'm going to give you an example of that in a moment. There's a minimal upfront setup fee, and your current discount will always apply. So if you have a 20% discount, we're certainly going to apply that to your custom quote. There's a price per topic plus the setup fee. So let me give you a scenario. Say you want to purchase a Word and Excel book, but you're thinking about, maybe I should just customize Word and Excel together because I only want certain lessons from each book. So Word and Excel is user productivity content. So a custom book with 25 topics from each of those books would run you around $21.25. That's the same as a standard book price. Then you pay the setup fee and you have a custom book. So instead of purchasing those two books separately, if you just customize them together, you're going to pay the standard book price plus a setup fee. And also with customization, the branding and the personalization is absolutely included. So that is a huge asset when you're customizing. So if you think it's too good to be true, this is exactly why we're holding this webinar today. But what if you're not interested in customizing or you don't have an opportunity to customize? Can I add my logo without customization? Absolutely. There's just a minimum upcharge. There's not even a setup fee, and your current discount would still apply. This is a great way to brand or market your organization with our courseware. And I gave you a sample on the very next page. So here is an off-the-shelf standard cover, and instead of the Logical Operations logo, we added a company logo in black and white. So LO doesn't even share space either. There's no Logical Operations logo, it's only your logo, and it looks like your cover. So as you can see, the off-the-shelf title, if you were to customize this book, you could give it a custom title and even personalize it with subtext. So I think this would be a great place to jump into a demo of how to customize a book. So I'm going to have Vanessa pass the ball.
Yep. So you now have control.
Okay. And I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to go to our store. So this is where you would begin at store.logicaloperations.com. You're going to click Login. My email address is so long that I cut and paste it. After you log in, you're going to click on My Account. Oh, it brought me right there. And then you're going to click on the left-hand side navigation under My Account. You're going to click Custom Choice. So again, you log in, click My Account, and then click Custom Choice. So this is the Custom Choice landing page. It gives you steps that we outlined, but we're going to demo that for you today. So on the left-hand side nav, I just want to point out that you have Home, a how-to guide where I've posted a YouTube video of how to use Custom Choice, a custom FAQ, My Project, and Project Library. So let's click here to get started. I have a specific scenario that I want to use for today's demonstration. So we're going to combine a Word and Excel book. Step one is to choose and modify your content. But let me give you the layout of the LAM before I begin my demonstration. On the left-hand side, you're going to see our course library, which this has, to be specific, 373 courses in it that you have the ability to customize. So that's our course library, and on the right-hand side is your project composition. This is where you're going to build your custom book. Custom book title is what you're going to name your custom book. And the estimated teaching time, I want you to pay attention to this because as I drag and drop lessons, you're going to see this increase. And as I delete out lessons or delete topics, you'll see it decrease. So if you have a specification on a specific teaching time that the instructor has, you can utilize that. So there's one of two ways that you can search for content, either by part number or by title. So I'm going to type in Word 2016. Oops. And this is going to bring up level 1, 2, and 3 of Word 2016. The lessons that I'm going to grab from part 1 are going to be 1, 2, 4, and 5. You can drag and drop in one of two ways. You can either click this add button next to the top or next to the lesson, or you can drag and drop. So let's click to add lesson 1, click to add lesson 2, and I'll show you how to, you can also drag lesson 4 and drag lesson 5. So whatever you're most comfortable with. If you wanted to add the entire course, you don't have to click on all the lessons. You can click right next to the green plus next to the title of the book. If you want to look inside the lessons to see what topics are covered, you would simply expand the lesson. So now I'm going to search for some Excel content. From Excel, level 1, let's say I want lesson 1, 2, 3, and 5. So I'm going to click on 1, 2, 3, and 5. So on the right-hand side, you have built your project composition. Now, a couple of things that you can do here. Well, first we're going to give it a title. So I'm going to name this Demo Custom Word in Excel. So we have our title of the book that will be on the front cover. And you see that the teaching time is 8 hours and 25 minutes. So a couple of things that you can do to scale this down. You can open the lesson and delete out any unwanted topics that you're not going to cover, which this is actually advantageous to you because we price a book out per topic. You can also rename the lesson if you're not satisfied with the lesson, with the name of the lesson. And you can also reorder on this side too. So if you wanted to make lesson 4 lesson 1, you just drag it up to lesson 1. So you'll see that it automatically resequences the lessons, but you still see your source content here. So you'll see the part number and the original lesson number. So let's see, I want to get this down to about 7 hours, let's say 7.5 hours. So I'm just going to delete out some topics here that aren't going to be covered. There we go. So say you get called into a meeting or you get an important phone call. What do? Well, you can just scroll down and save the project. And that'll save it right in your project library. So I'm going to go home, get back to the office from your meeting, or you're done with your phone call. You go right into your project library and pick up where you left off. So I'm going to click on the Demo Custom Word in Excel and proceed with my course. And you can do that at any step of the process. So we have the title, the estimated teaching time, and all of our lessons. So I'm going to scroll down, and again, you can save the project or click Next. And here, step 2 is to choose additional features and personalization. This is where we talked about the delivery methods. You can choose print only, digital only, or print and digital, which is the most popular. You can add learn tos and assessments, and if you ever forget what those are, you can just hover over and it'll give you a description. You can use a custom logo. This is a new feature on our site where we give you the ability to upload your logo. So you simply click on Choose File, and I'm going to just choose our Logical Operations logo. Let's see. And you upload the logo. On the right-hand side, you'll see that the file was uploaded successfully, and you'll see a thumbnail of your logo. And it also gives you the fact that it should be 300 dots per inch or better, and the formats that we accept. So this is the personalization section, even and odd footers. So you get to choose on the inside of the book to personalize your even and odd footers. You can use a website, a 1-800 number, whatever you want to personalize your courseware. Same with cover subtext. You can add your website, who the course is presented by, who's instructing it today, or a 1-800 number. Anything to personalize under the title that makes it your own. Special instructions is just a section to communicate with me that maybe you want to ship the instructor edition to a different address. Maybe you've placed an order before and your logo is on file, or maybe you want to give me your needs by date. At this point, you can go back to step 1, you can save the project, or you can click Next to go to step 3. Step 3 is to review your course outline. This gives you the title of the book and the estimated teaching time. And it gives you a custom outline of the book that you've created. It also gives you the selected features that you chose on step 2, which are the learn tos, assessments, the fact that you want to use a logo, and that you chose print and digital. This is great because you can either print the outline for yourself, or you can email it to yourself to send to an instructor or a prospective client to approve the outline. So I'm going to go ahead and click email outline, and you'll see a little pop-up that your outline is being produced and will be emailed to you shortly. So again, you can go back to step 1, step 2, revise the project if you're not happy with the outline, or click next.
And Andrea, this is a good point. We have a question that just came in.
Perfect.
What if I leave halfway through? Will it save my project?
Yes.
Okay,
it
great.
does automatically save. You don't necessarily have to click save, but it's always a good thing to do. But yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Great to know.
Yeah. Great question. So step 4 is to provide shipping information. So in the interest of time, I'm not going to put in my shipping information because I'm pretty sure I know where I live. But the PO number, you can give us a PO number or let us know that you want to pay by credit card, and the student quantity requested. So typically for user productivity content, our minimum quantity is 10, although that's always flexible. We're willing to work with the client. And for computer professional, the minimum quantity is 5. And if you have an instructor that doesn't want an instructor edition, they don't have to order the instructor edition. So again, we give you another opportunity to give you a chance to communicate with us. Again, if you want to ship it to the instructor's home address, or give me your needs by date, or just tell me any pertinent information regarding the custom order. So at this point, if you see this blue text down here, it says you will be sent a custom quote that requires your approval before we start your order. So at this point, you're going to submit your project, but you're going to receive a quote from me first. So I'm going to submit this. And the very last page that you'll see to let you know that your order went through is a confirmation thank you page. So it says your confirmation number is, and you will be contacted within the next business day to finalize the details of this order. So at this point, I will send you a quote within 24 hours, and you can decide whether or not you want to proceed with the custom book. So one other quick demo that I want to do, I'm going to create a new project. I want to show you how simple it is to just combine 2 full books together. We're only going to do this on step 1. I won't go through the whole process, but say you want to put together the 2 Tableau books. So I'm going to type in Tableau. Now all you have to do, you don't have to open them and click all the lessons. You just click add next to the title, and it'll add the entire book. So you've just taken 2 standard books and combined them into one. And then you would proceed with the title and all the other personalization that you want to do. So I just wanted to point that out. And at this point, I can pass the ball back to Vanessa. So I just wanted to, after this demo, I wanted to give you some instructor feedback that we got from Kate School, who is a Microsoft certified trainer and owner of CompuTrain Business Solutions in Houston, Texas. I love her quote at the bottom that's right above her picture. The fact that being able to create customized training materials allows us to transform our classes to meet the client's learning objectives. So custom print is very effective in the learning process. It allows you to have specific learning objectives. It allows you to eliminate content that you don't need or that you don't want, and certainly that you don't want to pay for. And it increases return on investment. So she orders quite frequently, so I thought her feedback would be pretty important to those listening. So some commonly asked questions when I talk to customers on a day-to-day basis is, what is the lead time? What are the minimums? What about the data files? And where do I do it? So the lead time is 4 to 7 business days. This is obviously very flexible. It depends on the scope of your project. If you're just adding a logo, it's less. If you're customizing, it might be a few days extra. But expediting is always available. We're always willing to, work with you to get the books on the day that you need them. The minimum quantity for any custom product is 10, but again, if only 8 students have signed up for the class, we're certainly not going to turn you away. We're very flexible and easy to work with. Another good question I get is, will I or how can I receive the data files? Does it come with a custom book? And the answer is absolutely yes. So if you order print only, I'm going to Dropbox them to you or get them to you in some other modality. If you order print and digital, it's right with the data files are in the digital components. So we post them for you on the platform. So where do I place the order? Again, you want to go right to our store, log in, click My Account, and choose Custom Choice. So our current offering for attending our webinar today is the fact that if you've never placed an order before, I want you to get a free proof to feel very comfortable with what you're getting before it goes to production. It's always great to see what it's going to look like. Did she put it together right? What does the logo look like? So I will send you a free proof. You'll get an additional 10% off if you've never ordered before. As long as it doesn't exceed 50%. And again, my support in placing your first order. I'm more than happy to walk you through the site to place your first order. We will do everything to remove the fear out of placing an order. It's really quite simple. So contact me and mention this webinar, and again, you'll get the free proof and an additional 10% off. So are there any questions up until this point?
Great. Thanks so much, Andrea. We do have a couple questions that have come in so far. And just a reminder, please use the chat or Q&A boxes that you'll see on the right-hand side of your screen to submit your questions. First question that just came in, do you customize the data files?
No, that's a great question. So if you combined a Word part 1 and an Excel part 1, you'll just get the data files to both courses.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Another question that came in as well. Is the logo limited to specific width and height dimensions?
No. It can be as big or as small as you want. And also another thing I wanted to mention that customers have taken advantage of is sometimes they want to see their logo and their client's logo. Mm-hmm. So you can add 2 logos.
Okay.
Yep, we have space to work with on the cover where we can really customize it for you and your client.
Great. Another question that just came in that you might want to just add some additional clarification. Someone said, regarding the books, do we have to provide that or it's already in your library? And so I think just confirming the step you went through where you're selecting books that we already offer. So you're choosing from our curriculum. And if the person who sent that question has any additional clarification to the questions, want to make sure we answer it properly. But it sounds like we're just confirming, you don't need to submit content to us.
Oh, no.
You're picking from our content.
Yes.
And then another question that came in that might actually relate to the question before that regarding the custom data files. Does this apply to any order or just custom orders? Where someone asked if it's possible to customize the data files. So I think maybe just to reiterate the answer to that question.
Right, they would just get the data files to both books. They're not customizable. They can customize them on their end though, because we provide all the data files.
Okay, and I do have some additional clarification. That one, she was also referring to the free demo portion. Does that apply to any order or just custom orders?
It would apply to a custom order.
Got it. Yep, great.
So feel free to go in and play around with the tool. You're not going to submit an order. You know, you could even write on there quote only or just playing with the tool so that I know. But it's really quickly to move through. You know, if you have 5 minutes, go in and play around with it, submit a request to me, send me a note. But in conclusion, we also want to just let you know that we are sending out via email an overview of custom print as well. So this will give you the nuts and bolts of what we covered today, just so you have it in a one-page document so you can refer to, you know, what are the lead times, the minimum quantities, et cetera, et cetera.
Great. A couple other questions that just came in. Can watermarks be added?
Oh, yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so when I send out a proof, I will always watermark it. But yes, we do have the ability to apply watermarks.
Perfect. Next question, the custom ebook. Do we have to buy a separate copy for every student?
Yes.
Okay. Checking to make sure we're up to date with all the questions that have come in. Looks like we are. So we'll hang on maybe for another minute or so if anyone has any last minute questions. But again, Andrea's contact information is listed here, and we'll include it in the follow-up email with the recording so you know exactly how to get a hold of her if you think of something after the webinar. And we have someone asking about the fees, and I think for that one it would make sense to talk to you directly about their specific project. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Looks like we are caught up with all of the questions. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today, and thank you so much to Andrea for the great presentation and demonstration.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.